Hey everyone, Tom Davis coming back to you with my interview series for Total Sports Recruiting. So happy today to be joined by a new friend that I just met and I thought would be a very interesting young lady to be on and talk about some little things as far as what she does. She works for ASM Recruiting. She's a athletic recruiting consultant, and they specialize in international athletic recruiting. They do a ton with international athletes that are looking to come play, you know, co- um, college athletics. And without further ado, I am going to introduce you to Kate Pestova and let her introduce herself and tell you a little bit about what she does at ASM.
Perfect. Thanks so much for having me. Like Tom said, my name is Kate. I'm originally from a country called Kazakhstan, so moved to America when I was about 17 years old. Have obviously an athletic background of me playing beach volleyball. Eventually, when I moved to America, I started playing both because I felt like there were more opportunities to do both, not just beach. Eventually, went to a couple of different schools and then finished up at a Division II, Lynn University, where I finished my master's and started working at ASM Sports, where we obviously specialize in recruiting not only international, but also local kids from America. Um, a little bit about us is we really just try and help as many athletes as we can and give them opportunities to come to America. Just anything that takes, we just try and do our best by, you know, doing well for them in terms of getting them the best scholarships we can, but also supporting them throughout their college career. So eventually, when they're done and they can stay in America, like just like I did. Yeah. So it's a little bit of on that.
From talking with Kate before, we've had some conversations about how total sports recruiting and ASM can sit there and help each other. I thought one of the really great things, I've done international kids a lot for baseball and that, and she was telling me just the great services that they help with in getting all the paperwork, getting you hooked up with the finance people at schools, everything like that. I think that internationally is one of the biggest helps that sits there and helps ease parents' minds and everything like that. So, I mean, can you tell a little bit like how your process would go, Kate, for you talk to them and they want to do it, and just take me quickly through your process?
Yeah, of course. So usually, eventually, when we do have meetings with athletes, we try and evaluate them and ask all the questions that we need to kind of understand what they want to do, not just in terms of sports, but also academics, because academics are really important, So we try to get an idea of them, what would they would like to do, what majors they would like to get, specific, university that they would like to go in, or specific division that they like to play in. And after we have the evaluation, they feel like it's a good fit for us both. We try and get meetings with parents also, to again understand the budget side of things, the goals for the future, because at the end of the day, when they send players, their kids to America, it's a long way from home. So we really want to make sure that we provide the best opportunities for them, and support them throughout their college career. After that, it's pretty simple. We usually when they sign with us, we prepare them for everything. First, we try and get their profile set up on their app. It's called ASM Sports. And we put it together, making sure everything looks great. Their film looks great. Their stats are there for the coaches to see. Then we do monthly check-ins with the kids, making sure that they are set to kind of go, which means is that they are set to get prepped for the interviews, the coaches' interviews, making sure that they provide all the information that we need for all of their paperwork. And obviously, we're creating the NCSA, the portal account for them, so they are in the system. Again, it depends on the division they like to play, but it's just all the little things that we need for them to do to be able to play here. And then eventually try and get them connections with coaches, and when that happens, we do prep interviews with athletes, preparing them to get on those calls. Our placement team is working on getting those initial connections, but also making sure that the kids know exactly what to say and how to represent themselves. So it's not just them going in blind, not saying, not knowing what to say, but also prepared with everything, like emotionally, making sure that they're not too nervous to talk to the coaches when they do, because at the end of the day, the first impression matters, and the coaches, it's how you represent yourself, is that pretty much how the coaches will see you, when you come. So
Yeah, you know what, and you brought up some really important stuff there. I mean, getting kids now little different. They're not as um open and as savvy as what kids used to be before, and communicating face to face and everything. And it actually is, can sit there and put them kind of in a box. I think it's important. I mean, when I do my recruiting, I talk to kids all the time about, you know this is this is what they're going to ask you. You know what? Don't worry. You don't worry about a question that you ask. Everything that you ask, that college coaches have heard before, and everything. And you were talking a little bit like, you evaluate them. So I mean, I'm sure, just like I do and all. You're trying to find them the right fit, and that means, if you're a Division 1, Division 2, Division 3, NAIA, JUCO, wherever the best fit in is for them. I mean, with everything now in the transfer portal and that whole mess and everything that goes on, it gets tough. Um, Wanted to um ask you a little bit about let's get into parents and their role in helping their student athlete with recruiting. Can you just go through like a kind of few basics and everything like that you guys like to use and talk to them about?
yeah, absolutely. So obviously, having parents is so important. Having For the athletes to have their support is crucial, I think. And in my experience, is where parents are, the more engaged the parents are, the more success the student will have in the long term. Because it's moving abroad is, it's one, but not having that support system here when they're already studying. um, but it's just having the parents know everything that the were athlete kind of will experience while they're here is also important. So we always make sure to ask as many questions as we can, in terms of just like, when can you come visit, if you do, like, even we would like to set up the dates, and making sure that they are set emotionally, that have that support. But usually I think it's very important, because the parents will also help with the college, kind of choices, and also help with travel or any other expenses in a way. If there are any ID camps that they would like to visit here in America, we make sure to provide that option for them in case they have the ability to do so. But I think in general, it's just to have the parents involved all the time helps the kids to be more successful.
That's awesome. Yeah, I mean, when you get into it, and I've been doing this a long time and working a lot with our parents, I've worked with the international ones and I've worked over here. And the engaged means just for what I told, be aware, be on the same page. I do not want you to take the lead because number one, you know what? While they're getting you as a parent of an athlete that they're going to bring in. I mean, it's like totally different, and getting parents to understand that role. You're a support role for them and everything like that. I mean, college coaches want to sit there and talk to the athlete that they're recruiting, and they want their ideas. I mean, I've been on visits. I go on visits with my kids sometimes, and the parents will start by answering the questions that they're asking, and I'm like, okay, let's just start right here. I said, you know what? There you go, and you can see the coach look, and he's like, okay, I want, you know, the young man or young lady sitting in the chair across from me to sit there and answer the questions. So yeah, I mean, it's important, and just having those roles there as a recruiting consultant like what you do and I do, and being able to educate your kids on this is exactly how it's going to go. I mean, yeah, there might be some little differences and all that, but a lot of it is the same. They want the same information and
Exactly.
everything like that, and being able to put people at ease before they go in is a big thing.
Absolutely.
So, one more question. You're a young lady. You're just out of college, a couple years and everything like that. What made you want to get? I know I'm throwing one at you here. What wanted you to get involved with the whole college athletic recruiting process?
Well, I kind of got inspired when I was young, especially moving to America, not knowing the language
You're
and
still
everything.
way young, believe me. Okay.
Yeah, so that was still, if you think about it, too, it was like over 10 years ago. 10 years ago now, actually, this year. Yeah. So, and when I went to a junior college first because my skill level was there, but I didn't have any connections. I didn't have the language. I didn't know what to do. So it was really hard for me to find a school in the first place. I committed since I moved to, transferred to three different schools. I first went to an NIA school in Arizona, and I've only committed there probably 2 months before our season started because I didn't know what to do. I was so stressed out. I really wanted the biggest scholarship I could get, because where I was growing up, we didn't have money, and so I had to kind of figure it out what to do, on my own. And then eventually, I still did well at my NIA school. I was like all American and everything, but I still didn't have enough exposure because I didn't know enough. And I even at that point, it was what 4 years ago, and I still didn't know that recruiting agencies like that existed. And I really needed the help. But at the end of the day, I was lucky enough that the coach approached me, and I was able to, kind of secure a full scholarship again to finish my master's degree. But while I was studying that, I got the opportunity to explore, and I moved to Florida. So it's a really international place first. I made a lot of connections with coaches and just people in general, not only from America, but also overseas, even my old country, people that actually moved here using recruiting agencies like this. So I was really interested, and I started to research, and I just found out that this was something I've really wanted to do my whole life, but I didn't really it wasn't, I didn't really understand exactly what I wanted to do until I got here and I was able to kind of experience it in a way. And then I just fell in love with it, and then eventually found this company, and I got an interview here, and I loved what they did. And I love how we do things here. It's very efficient. Communication is first here, and then it's just building connections with parents and their athletes is the biggest thing, at least to me, because I feel it's close to my heart. I really want to help everybody I can. So it's not, now I enjoy it, so that's all that matters. I'm here now.
Yeah, having the connections, but I mean, you hit on the most crucial thing, and like I mean, I've been doing this for 15 years, and have put thousands of kids in, and it's the relationships that you
Yep.
build. I've actually started sharing through my one Facebook group little stories on some of the kids that I've had and everything like that. So it's different. I told when we talked earlier, I was telling you about my young man from the Netherlands and
Yeah.
how proud I am of him and all that. And you know what? It is, man. It's an inspiration to see see them grow. Know that you have a part in helping them and all that, and then carrying that relationship through college. And believe me, I mean, someday you're gonna get a little bit older and all that, and you're gonna still have those relationships with those
Exactly.
kids as they're in life and business. And I mean that right there is what you and I do is
Yeah.
all about. And giving them a success route, but seeing them take advantage of it is
Exactly.
just it's so exciting to me. I mean, that's the number one thing. Well, you know what? I am just thrilled that you came on to share a little bit. I am sure that we'll get back. We'll talk about some more things and everything if you'd like to come back, in
Absolutely.
which I'm sure that we will. But you know what? I appreciate you, sharing your story, your knowledge, and everything. And you know what? Like I told you, if I can help you in any way, and I know that if you need help, that you'll get in touch with me. But it was just really nice to have you on here and come from a different angle as far as having another recruiting service on here that does stuff along the lines. And I know that you guys do a great job, because I mean, talking to you, talk about finding the kids the right fit and just not sitting there, you know putting them all over the place. and
Yeah.
and the right fit is the biggest thing for kids. So,
Absolutely.
Kate, I appreciate it. And if you need anything ever, let me know. And you know what? I will get this ready, and we'll be out on social media here very soon.
Great. Thanks so much for having me.
All right, sweetie. Take care.
You too.